right, let's get to it. How's it going out there, everybody?
Oh, it's going good.
Hey. Yes. We're back to you with another episode of No Feelings, Just Facts. I'm your own Clevonne. It's Miss Tosha V and Mr. Ron in the house.
Hey, everybody.
Yes.
We always say no feelings, just facts, but then people say we all feelings.
Hey, look at here.
That is strange.
Hey, somebody did hit me up on that and said he's in his feelings. And I did reply to let them know, hey, guess what? Everything I'm spewing out is facts.
Right.
And sometimes life will put you in your feelings. So I guess everything we're saying is congruent with no feelings.
You know what I'm
just
saying?
Facts.
Congruent.
Yeah, you got to catch the wordplay on that.
Because you know he has degrees.
Yeah, I can't read. So today's topic, what we're going to be talking about is toxic relationships. But I got to address another lady. Once again, I got somebody else.
A lady or a child?
Okay.
Either way you look at it, she was toxic.
Hey, no. I want to address this. I had another lady hit me up once again. Here goes somebody else hit me up. Another lady talking about that you need to speak more on the facts of defending women and stop putting men on a pedestal. Now, I don't know if she's slow or what.
Oh,
now this is
slow.
Exactly. But
right.
I want to put this out here really quick. When I speak up on behalf of men, I speak up on behalf of men because men don't have a voice. She needs to realize that. Men don't have nobody speaking on their behalf. I have been a man who went in court, watched the man lose his construction business because his wife kept calling the board on him. The board sent the letter to say that he lost it. He had to pay $1,700 a month, pay child support, pay her alimony as well, and he had to still get screwed over.
That's
then I
crazy.
also seen a man where he was fighting for his kids. They gave the kids back to the mother who was on drugs while she let the kids get abused. I've done so many funerals for men who have committed suicide, so I'm speaking on behalf of men who have given up in your face. They have no voice. For
Right.
the women who are trying to repair their relationships, that's who I'm speaking on behalf of as well, because there's women who want to understand their man, understand the relationship and what's going on. And guess what? That's the voice that they need to hear.
Right.
What is your man going through? What are the signs you need to look for? How can you help him while he's down? So for the one that hit me up again, another one on TikTok, hit me up, guess what?
He's not going to say it because he's nice. Fuck you.
Exactly. Go fuck yourself.
And feed them beans.
They can go fuck themselves.
Real talk, like I said, when you're a man who's speaking on behalf of men, I've grown up in this society where I have never seen many voices speak on behalf of men. I'm not defending men in
Right.
their wrong. I'm not defending men who go out and do some trifling crap. I'm defending men who are really trying to
There
make
is not
waves.
enough defenders for men.
Thank
and then
you.
You're taking on that role to defend us. Thank you.
And speak up on behalf of it.
Yeah.
Now, we have other topic lines that we cover, but when I'm speaking on behalf of men, I am passionate about what I'm saying because I'm one of those men that's been through what they are going through. And a lot of them are waiting, can somebody speak up for me? Can somebody get these people to understand what I'm going through? That's what we're saying. We're not trying to emulate our grandfathers, our uncles, the men in and out of prison, the men who are getting screwed over. Guess what? There are women who want to figure out how to meet their man where they are, and guess what? Those are the women we want to reach out to, not
You know
these
what I
childish
don't
ass
understand?
ones.
I don't understand when people see shit on social media that they don't agree with. For me, I just move past it. I swipe and I go on to the next video.
of social
Why
media.
do people feel the need to put their opinion under every post that they, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I mean, some things is
A miserable
opinionated, but then some people just don't understand it either. Some people don't understand what's being said. And what's being conveyed is I'm being straightforward. For all of you who know what men are going through, these are signs. And guess what? Majority of these men will reach out and say, bro, thank you for saying that. Thank you for speaking up on behalf. I speak out for all men. A man is a man. Because the first man I watched get screwed over was a man. It don't matter what race he was. I seen a man get screwed over. So at the end of the day, I'm speaking on behalf of the men to say, guess what? They need a voice and they need support. And you should not be a person who's celebrating them getting bashed or them getting shitted on. No, we can't do that no more.
a lot of people miss the whole point. So sometimes they go over people's head.
Which is
Because
very true.
They got that mindset that a man can take it.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
We are allowed to treat them fucked up.
And guess who said it was okay to do that? Society.
Yeah.
Society. When you see a man, and most men who become angry and all that, they be like, oh, he tripping. No,
Yeah.
he really going through something. A lot of times he just been speaking and ain't nobody heard him. Ain't nobody give a damn.
And the reality is you have to realize a lot of women that are under your post leaving these kind of comments
Yeah.
never encountered a man. They've been dealing with males and boys.
So they
Or
come
they take care of them.
Right. So they're commenting off their personal experience, but they never had a good man or a man that was actually trying or even seen an example of one because their father was missing. So it's so easy to attack what you're not familiar with.
And
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of times, a lot of women never experience that.
Very true.
So when you're speaking in the defense of, I say men, not males, not boys.
Oh,
True.
okay.
It's easy to attack something that you don't know about.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of these men don't speak up. Why don't they speak up? Because their vulnerability is attached to their embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
Their embarrassment is attached to their pride. Their pride is attached to their ego, which makes them unique.
Mm-hmm.
And when you strip a man from that, where he cannot be vulnerable, and when he becomes vulnerable, then you make him feel like he's out of line for saying something. He's weak. So now he's embarrassed for saying something. Now it just killed his pride,
Right.
and now his ego is shot, and he dies in your face. So many men who are addicted to drugs and whatever else he's addicted to, a lot of them have given up in your face.
They're filling that void.
Thank you. You feel the void, and guess why he keeps doing it? Because he has given up, and he like, hey, dude, I'm cool. If I die tomorrow, if everything fall apart, so be it. Because
especially
don't nobody
if
else
he
care.
doesn't have a safe space anywhere.
Thank you.
Because his mother was traumatized in her childhood, and
Right.
she was one of them mothers that didn't create a safe space for him.
Yes.
Then he, of course, that's what kind of woman he's going to seek out. And then she creates a toxic environment, so he has no safe space.
Man.
So where does he go? Who does he speak to?
Because here's a trippy situation. For me personally, I didn't grow up with a father in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what I was? What everybody say? You the man of the house.
Okay.
So now I'm the man of the house, and I'm doing what I think a man should be doing. I had to literally teach myself how to get to this point. And regardless of what man comes to say, I told you, I showed you. No. I did not have a man in my face to show me and guide me through these traps.
Right.
So I would not have 6 kids, 5 baby mamas had I had that example, had somebody been pouring the right information into me,
Right.
but I didn't get that information. You're supposed to have multiple kids. You're supposed to have multiple baby mamas. You're a cool dude if you're on child support. It's a real man if you go back and forth to jail. I received 180 degrees of bullshit. And now I got to spend the other 180 to make it right.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody is so quick to be critical about your faults and flaws.
Boy, you better speak
real
about that
quick.
shadow work. Go ahead and speak to him.
No, it's the truth. Shadow work. And let them use you. Hey, but real talk, I had to address that because, like I say, I'm uncomfortable when somebody gets mad on the behalf of you speaking up to say these men need support, period. The men need support. And there's men in your face that don't want to give up, but he don't know what else to do. And I've done so many funerals where men have committed suicide, men have just died, but I've done a lot of funerals for men and boys. And a lot of them, and everybody say he was a good dude. He really loved his family. And then somebody get up there and say, we had so many drinks together. That's my dog.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, did he really want to go out like that? Did he really want to give up? No. But it's like, come rescue me. Please come meet me where I'm at. That's the voice where a lot of men need to hear to say, dude, don't give up. Whatever you do, because you don't want to do this today. I know you don't, but do not give up. Just live another day. Push your way through.
Right.
A lot of them don't have that.
Especially when they're dead.
Man, and yeah, he gonna live a legacy. That's his legacy. His children are his legacy. His kids don't even know him. His kids are detached from him. Because guess what? Some of them had their kids stripped from them as well. I watched that in the court system, and guess what? I watched one of my favorite comedians. I won't name drop, but I watched him get screwed over.
Wow.
Watched him get screwed over. And he's coming out right before me because I had to go up right after him. I'm like, damn, if he got fucked, what makes me exempt? And guess what they came about and said? You can't see your kids and you're going to have to pay $1,200 a month.
Whoa,
So I'm paying
that's crazy.
$1,200 on what? That's why I say, you know, being a man and being the voice on behalf of them, there's so many that get screwed over. And for the weak girls, for the ones that like playing those games, because regardless of what race, I've watched women play games in all races.
I
Oh, you got
appreciate
that
the
right.
fact that you said the weak girls and not the weak women, because there is a difference.
I can respect that.
So-
Much respect. And this is a thing where it's a learning curve as well. There are a lot of men who want their relationship. Why do you think a lot of men go and talk to different women? They go and have these dialogues with women because they want to be heard.
Yes.
They want to be heard.
Yeah.
When you look at the Bible and you look at Samson and Delilah, and Samson kept talking to Delilah, guess what he did? He was talking to her because he wanted to be heard.
Yes.
That man wanted to pour out everything because he's doing so much. So much is pulling on him. But at the end of the day, he wanted to be married.
Yes.
And the woman they had crucified her. They killed her. There are a lot of people that don't want to see you with the right person in the right situation.
Yeah.
So they'll set you up. And this man got set up. So he had damn near settled for anything because what? I need love, and he settled. And there's a lot of men who settle like that. And there's a lot of these funky ass Delilahs out here.
So
I've dealt with a couple of them.
with the whole Samson and Delilah story,
Oh Lord, go ahead,
is
Bishop.
it okay to have, say, a wife and a girlfriend? Because say your wife is toxic, and
I
you
knew
got
he was
that
finna go
girl,
there.
and you got that girlfriend that you can talk to. Is that a toxic relationship?
You know what? What is your void? That's the question. What is your void? What void are you feeling?
What
You get what I'm saying?
what void is needed to do all
Exactly,
of that?
because a lot of times you're trying to fill the void. A lot of times you are
Okay.
trying to fill a void, which you gotta analyze it for yourself.
Okay.
Is it something I want or something I need? I need this woman to come over here. That's on you.
Right.
But for me personally, I'll
Right.
say for me, hey, guess what? I need one.
Be real. Be real.
Be real.
Be real.
What?
Don't be on here
you know,
sugarcoating
yeah,
it.
Wait,
For
wait,
you-
wait
wait.
a minute. We did go through some scripture, so I get the whole thing here.
Right.
So
I was giving an analogy.
Would you have a wife and a girlfriend?
I've had it.
Okay,
it work
not
out?
had. Would you continue to do it if you can get it?
I didn't really want it. I settled for it because I really wanted. Listen to me.
Is that toxic?
Hella toxic.
How
Hella
would, how
toxic.
would either one know?
Mm,
Good question.
mm.
How would one know?
Exactly.
How would one know? Because
Yes.
because the toxicity of what I put myself in as well. One, how did I get in a bad marriage? I rushed it. How did I get with this other woman on the side? I was looking for what I didn't what I didn't take a time.
Avoid. You're filling that void.
We're filling the void, but
Right.
but a lot of times, a lot of us do rush into relationships. A lot of us do rush into
Which
bad
makes
situations.
it toxic.
Very toxic. So let's go into this dialogue real quick about toxic relationships.
Ooh,
Right,
that segue
because-
was that right there. That's professional.
This chick, she over here playing games. She playing games.
I love it. I
But,
love it.
look,
I love
I
it.
have to address that right out the gate. So let's go into this about toxic relationships, because relationships not only stem from just two people being in a relationship. You have your community as a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
You have organizations that you're tied to as a toxic relationship. You have family that's toxic relationships.
Oh, yeah.
You have a lot of toxicity. You have toxic in-laws
Mhm.
as well.
Speak up to him.
So,
Go ahead,
so
Pastor.
all right.
But nobody knows out there that was our subject on Thursday, and we got blocked.
That's not sitting. That's not sitting well with
This
Ron.
dude- this dude.
I think somebody got on there and say, "Oh, in-laws, bleak." They went to Facebook.
But
Whoever you were,
seriously,
you were toxic.
How? I mean, let's go back. What y'all want to tackle first? The in-laws, the
Go
environment.
for it because they're all about the same. And when we're looking at it, for me personally, I would definitely bring up. I would bring up the organizations we tie ourselves to as well.
Churches.
Definitely the churches, because guess what? I was raised in the church,
Right.
and the church was one of the most unhealthy ass places to be in.
Well, let them
The
know how.
churches I was in.
Let them know how.
The
Yeah.
churches I was in. So, for instance, when we grew up in the church as a kid, we grew up in a particular church. The pastor was screwing a lot of the women in the church. So then they branch off. They form another church. So they form a church. It's all women. Check, these women form a church that my mama was tied to. So now they form a
Right,
church,
right.
but it's mainly women. Now, all these women, it damn near turned into a cult, because guess what they were doing? Bashing men. The women who had husbands, they bashed them.
So the husbands wasn't in attendance.
The husbands didn't even come.
Whoa.
And when they came, they did not come no more.
He
That
had-
spoke
he was
volumes.
a man, a little boy, part of a feminist movement church.
Right.
Yes, because what was I mainly around? I was mainly around women.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was mainly around women, but guess what these women did? They sheltered their sons, though.
Mm.
These women sheltered their sons.
Yeah, they did.
That's why it
Yeah.
pissed me off how they moved so quick to bash my mother's kids.
Mhm.
But they sheltered their sons. They'd be like, well, you know what? Man, he over there and he on drugs, but we gonna pray for him. He just stole your whole wallet, your car, drove to Arizona and came back like nothing happened. And so we gonna pray for my baby because he gonna be a preacher.
Whoa.
But for me personally, when I first got my CDL and I went out to be a truck driver, you know what they told me? The devil trying to take me out there to chase women. When I went and got my degrees,
who told you that?
That's what the church said.
Well,
they brought me up
toxic.
to pray.
That's
what I'm trying to say.
That was a religious toxicity.
But no, it ain't just religion at this point. Now it's a damn cult. Now it becomes a cult because what they do is now they get these little cliques together and they push out people that can come in and help. People that can be meaningful, they push them away to keep it into this little box.
They push the people away that doesn't feed into the group thing.
Yes, very true.
So the people who aren't followers, who are leaders, who's not going to drink,
they pin them off.
Yeah, who's not going to drink the Kool-Aid and who's outspoken. Those are the people that get pushed away.
So if you're a person who speaks up and speaks out against what's going on in this organization, or if you're a person who's very productive, what they do is they turn against you very fast.
Of course.
Ron over there doing so much.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and now the pastor's wife is mad at you for coming to help the pastor because she really want him to struggle, or he giving too much favor to you, or whatever else, or because they got their marital issues, they bring it to the church, or the pastor's sleeping with everybody and trying to find out who he can target.
Right.
Not just the pastor, it's the organizational cliques
that has
they
allowed
have.
that toxic.
You know what I noticed when I was in church?
What is that?
How many of the elders would actually, what I say is arranged marriages, because they have little kids in the church and they be like, Johnny is gonna be Sarah's husband when they get older.
Oh yeah, they do
so
that.
we don't look at it as arranged marriages, but it really is, because the kids are forced. Like they're being told at a young age, this is who you're going to be with.
That's who you're going to be
with.
Man,
they did that to me when it was a young lady in church. We all grew up together. Like, there go his wife. And so I grew up thinking, there go my wife. When my ex, I was together, guess what the church said? She got pregnant. You need to marry her. You offended the church. You're wrong. You out of line. And guess what? I had to stand up and apologize to the church. Why didn't she? I forgot, because she's a pastor's child. So now I have to stand up. Ooh. But when a lot of the antagonizing came my way.
So you did a public lashing
all the time.
You brought upon yourself.
Yes. And so whenever we had issues, no, real talk.
I wrote a letter at least.
No, this is a toxic relationship, what I'm trying to say.
So you had to apologize.
He said he stood up.
Hold on. But she didn't have to apologize?
No.
Nope. She didn't have to apologize, but I have to apologize.
I would have been naming everybody that was involved with me standing up in public.
There's an older lady that's in the church who jumped in there and said, you need to hurry up. You need to marry her because we're offended. This woman been with her boyfriend for 30 years. They live together.
You said boyfriend.
Her boyfriend, but she say they friends.
But you know what they call that? Together. You know what they call that in church? Shacking.
How can someone be a... Hold up.
I'm being real.
I'm so lost, because how can someone be offended about what you're doing with your dick?
Yeah, exactly. Because I didn't want to give it to her. But what I'm trying to say is, this woman was a part of that whole movement.
And you was drinking the Kool-Aid then.
Exactly.
So
I was so dedicated to, I want to reach people. I want to encourage people so bad that it really didn't matter. I'm like, I'm cool because I really want to be married too.
When did it dawn on you that it was bullshit?
Man, it dawned on me.
When it was arranged.
No, not even when it was arranged. Like she said, when it dawned on me when it was some bullshit. When I, myself, during my company, my ex would turn the people against me. And they would know, people know the truth about you, but they jump on the bandwagon to suppress you.
Yes.
They suppress you and they hit you with the, you're being this, you're being that. Well, hell, it wouldn't be where it said had it not been for me being here.
Right.
So I got bashed a whole lot, and it was a suppressing what they put on me. And it's like, you think you're better than everybody else. You're bashing everybody. You're speaking down on everybody.
Isn't it crazy how when you surround yourself with toxic people, how they turn your environment toxic?
Shit.
Yes.
Imagine how peaceful your home was, or how peaceful your life was
came around.
Before you involved yourself with them.
Yes, exactly.
There's a saying my dad used to say that you can, if you hang with the dogs, and you may not hang with the dogs or do what the dog's doing, but you end up smelling like a dog.
Very true. Very true.
You know what I mean?
And that's the issue.
You know, just like I like to go to the Elks. Okay, I don't like to do what they do in the Elks, but when I come out, I can smell the smoke on me. I can smell the Hennessy on
from
me
the environment.
See,
and you know those Mason places still open like that. That's dope, man.
Listen, Ron know all the holes in the wall.
Hey, exactly.
Look, the holes in the wall.
the same area code.
I hook you up with a $20 Wawa.
But just when you think
Real
about
talk.
it, though, right? Because your business was flourishing, right? Your business was doing good, and then you involved this toxic element, and then shit starts to crumble around
when
you.
things crumble,
you know
when
what I'm
things
saying?
crumble, not one of them came and say, "Dude, let us help you get up." Not one of them.
Why would they do that when they help you stumble?
Ooh, good point. Very good point.
They ain't gonna do it.
See, but here,
So
but
if I'm
here's
They ain't gonna help you. They happy to see you going down.
that's the issue that I have at the end of the day.
I can't control you if you still on your pedestal.
You damn right. You damn right. And that's what happened. So that's what really go back to me being a man, right? Because I'm watching a lot of the men. Now let's go to the church element. Not just in the community. In the church, I'm watching these men fall apart. I'm watching the men fall apart. And so what I want to do, I want to direct encouragement to encourage these men. But you
and
doing
they
too much.
silenced you, didn't they?
Yes, hell yeah. And guess who helped them do it? My ex. So my ex was my number one enemy. So when I say you can be with somebody that's your enemy, that is the honest to God truth. Because this person that now I'm not only taking care of, but making sure their well-being is bashing me left and right with no regards, no respect. And I'm like, damn, so what did I do? What did I do as a man? I'm like that Samson now. I'm fighting, I'm doing all this.
And that's where the other women
so
came
now,
into play.
and all the women, because all the other women seen my wife bash me. All the other women seen my wife not have respect.
Gotcha.
All the women seen that my wife did not support me.
So those women were doing their
open.
part. Those women were doing their
They
part
did, but
to soothe you.
Yeah, exactly. All I really wanted was I just wanted my wife's support. I didn't give a damn about those other women.
That. So
but I didn't, right? But how many of these people that came in and say you need to marry her came to help balance it out? How many of these people came to correct the wrong? Not one of them.
No.
But they be like, oh, we going to pray about it. You going to be okay. But they're jumping on the bandwagon. So now you got the church clique, you got her clique, and ain't nobody progressive in this whole circle.
How many of those
But the
women...
reality is you're looking for support from her circle.
You damn right.
Why would her circle support you?
You were
but I'm supporting that circle.
Listen to what he's saying. So that was her church family. That was her community.
Oh, you would look for acceptance from them.
But I went, no.
Because those are her people.
My grandmother, my mom's mother was a member of that church. So I joined that organization. Her father called me and said, hey, can you come help me out? Because of what he was going through. I'm like, dude, I got your back. I am one of those people. If I'm your friend, I'm really your friend.
Like my dad would say, this man walked into the lion's den with some meat draws on.
Yeah, he did.
And they was kicking my nuts. But all I'm saying is a lot of us tie ourselves into the toxic things like this, and it makes it so bad. Remember the analogy I gave you guys when I said my ex wanted to have a gathering, and I got up early in the morning, cooked everything, and I hadn't been asleep for a couple of days. And it's like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I need to rest. And she didn't want to send nobody home. So I'm like, y'all got to get the fuck out of my house. And she's like, oh, he tripping. Y'all know that's how he is. Instead of her coming to say, hey, y'all, my man tired. He ain't been asleep for a couple of days.
Right.
I need y'all to
She
go
ain't
ahead
have
and
your
exit.
back at all.
Never. And that is one of the issues where, once again, a lot of men have tied themselves to women, females, girls, just like that.
So let's tackle toxic in-laws then.
So wait, let's go to this really quick, because I know that you was a part of this cult. I want to bring this one up. You was a part of a real cult.
Yes.
So let me ask you this really quick. How healthy was that cult? How beneficial was that cult for you when you were in it? Did they find a way to try to turn things against you constantly?
No, my husband did at the time.
Ooh, so once again, relational enemy, right?
Yeah.
So you was in a relationship with somebody who's your enemy.
Because I'm very rebellious. So I used to, what they have is this thing called council, right? It's the leaders of the church. So anytime you have a grievance with your brother, your sister, or your wife, your husband, you take it before council.
Wait, what kind of church was this again?
Hebrew, Israelite. New York City, Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ. I was a member for 10 years.
Okay.
So what would happen is, if it could be the smallest thing, say, for instance, I didn't want to have sex.
Okay.
Right? He will put in council papers so the elders can tell me how I'm breaking what Bible scriptures, because I'm his wife. I'm not supposed to turn him down for sex.
And why didn't you want to have sex?
I mean,
come on, no, you just said put it out there.
No,
Ron, no. Why didn't you want to have sex?
It was a lot of different reasons.
Come on, pineapples will be honest.
Yeah,
I am.
Pineapples will be honest.
It depends. Everything was different.
He wasn't looking the same way at first.
So you was very attractive before?
But no, you have to. The reality is, I took on a lot. I was wife number 4. Right?
Yeah.
So with the relationship, we all supposed to be coming in together, but I was the breadwinner of the family.
Okay.
He was always gone doing something for the church, so I had a lot of responsibility. I was second in command because I had the money. So,
as a 4th wife, you were second in command.
Yes, because I was the favorite, and he legally married me.
Oh, so you was a favorite, but once again, why didn't you want to have sex with your husband?
It was too much stress. Then I lost. There was no sexual attraction there. It was too much stress. It was financial. It was that's what you want to hear.
No. She constantly tried to do me in. Be real. Be honest.
But what I'm saying,
that's what you want to hear.
No, Ron, don't try to take sides. I'm going to get your ass in just a minute. Go ahead.
So within the organization, within the church, the cult or whatever, all the grievances would go to council.
Okay.
So the elders of the church, the leaders of the church would make the final judgment of who's right, who's wrong, or what's supposed to be done. It was like counseling, right? So it wasn't a factor of they had a lot of control over the men, and the man was supposed to have control over the wives. You get it? So I really didn't feel any other backlash. It went to my husband, and then my husband would bring it to me. Or the only time I had to deal with the elders is if I was always taking the counsel.
So let me ask you this real quick. In that relationship with your husband, how healthy was that relationship with your husband?
Honestly, compared to the other wives, it wasn't that bad.
So no.
It wasn't
what I'm saying. So if you would still be in that marriage then? You would still be in the marriage with him,
right? If there was no cheating, yes.
You was number 4. How was that cheating?
All religions put you in bunches.
Listen, we left the church.
All religions do that.
Yeah, but we left the church. We left the church. The wives were gone. It was just me and him. We're legally married. So the agreement was we were done. We had a conversation. If you decide to pick this back up, we'll have the conversation before it happens.
Okay.
He picked it back up without having a conversation with me. I went through his phone, found out he picked it up. So then I picked it up.
But did you want to? No. Real talk. Because
it's like a Cadillac.
It's already kind of like it's a normal thing. Did you already just want to be done with it? It's just the question I want to ask you. Did you already? Were you just already over it?
Stopping the sex was step 1 of doing what you wanted to do.
He's trying to. Was I looking for a way out?
Were you just done with it?
Were you just
already? Yeah.
I was not done until I seen that I could no longer trust him. Honestly, I'm the type, I'm loyal until you open the door for me not to be.
You were the 4th wife.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was the 4th wife with the understanding that was explained to me before I got with him, that he believed in multiple women. So this was something I agreed to. This is not something that was a surprise.
But you married into it though.
Yes, but hear me out.
I'm asking the same question people are going to ask when they
hear
review this.
Hear me out. When we left the church, the women, the other wives had already left.
They dispersed.
They were already gone. So it's just me and him. We're legally married. So now I'm thinking we're starting a fresh life. We're out the church. We're out of this lifestyle. It's just me and him.
You really thought that?
Yeah,
but no, in his defense, because I have to take my shit. I have to be accountable for my shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We were in Connecticut. I had no family, no friends out there. So I gave him what he wanted. The problems didn't occur until we moved back to Vegas, my hometown. So now he's seeing how I interact with my family, my friends. I'm going out. He wasn't used to that. Because when I was in Connecticut, it was work, home, church. Work, or if I went somewhere, it was him. So now I'm here. I'm going out with my friends. I'm hanging with my family. And he like, who the hell is this? You haven't read your Bible in 2 weeks. What's going on? So he never got to know the real me, because when I got with him, I was in a vulnerable state. I just lost my father. You know what I'm saying? So he told me what he expected, and I gave him what he asked for.
Were you still the breadwinner when you moved back?
When you moved back here?
Yes.
So were you tired of being the breadwinner as well? Did you feel like it was just starting to weigh on you after a while?
Yeah.
It was easier once we got here because all his kids were now grown. So I didn't have to take care of his kids. The other women was gone. So actually, it was easier. But what the problems occurred is because he didn't know me outside of what I gave him when we were in the church. Because I moved to his environment.
Yeah.
I moved to his city. I moved to his church.
So you was on his playing ground.
Right.
And now he didn't move to your playing ground.
Then
almost like what you did when you tried to introduce yourself to the church.
Right. So
real talk. Real talk. Because none of them, a lot of people will try to come to your house and disrespect your house. And I'm one of them people that's going to speak up. Don't disrespect my house. I don't give a damn who you is. I don't care if you Jesus' best friend. Don't disrespect my house. Or me, you, and Jesus got to see each other outside of my house.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just that dude. Like, I'm a person where I don't go in nobody's environment, disrespect them and say, oh, you're this and you're that. I go in, I sit down. I don't get up unless I ask. That's how I was raised.
That's me.
It's a respect thing. But if you disrespect my house, consider yourself my enemy.
Don't you hate when somebody walk into your house and don't acknowledge you or speak to you?
Girl, oh my God. Because you might as well just go right back out.
You know what that's called? You know what that's called? A fucking hater.
Yep.
That's called a hater. Because if anybody can walk in your house and disrespect you and not acknowledge you, that's a hater. Because they can't believe that you even got a house.
That is the rudest, toxic thing that you can do to anybody, especially in their own home.
Man.
And you coming to visit. You need to acknowledge, at least I say, who lives here. I wanted to say hello and say thank you.
I just speak to everyone. When I enter anybody's house,
I just speak to
Yep, I just acknowledge everyone. But that's how we was raised.
Yeah, I was raised like that. And a lot of people, I've had a lot of more people try to disrespect me in my own house, whether it was my ex's relatives or other people.
Your ex opened that door.
Which is true. And when you speak up, you're the enemy.
Right. And that's why I always tackle the thing, like when your in-laws or their family disrespects you, is because they're comfortable to do so because your spouse allows it.
Yeah.
So this lets you know what conversations are happening behind your back.
Ooh.
Because
I'm totally a witness of that.
Right. Because like with my ex-husband, his family couldn't say anything negative about him in front of me. They may be right, but you're not going to disrespect them in front of me.
Right.
And the same thing with my family. So it was a boundary set, like, okay, we know this is not going to ride. You know what I mean? But when a person's family is so comfortable to disrespect you, it's because they allow it. And I don't care what anyone says.
That is definitely true.
This is the craziest thing. Some people are very happy. Some people are happy when you fail.
Oh, yeah.
And some people are so jealous of you, even in a moment when you're grieving.
Right.
And you got to acknowledge the fact that those people don't need to see where you are in moments of life. Because you have people who are still watching you. I have so many people who are happy that I've been down, that I've lost, and so much I lost in public eye. But I'll be damned if I ever tell you what I got going on now. I want you to keep the same mindset. I tell
people that all the time.
Exactly. And keep the same damn energy you had when you blocked me. Keep the same damn energy when you didn't speak to me. Keep that same damn jealous ass mindset you had when you had a problem with me and tried to out me. When I gave you a pass and I didn't kick your ass. That's the type of people where I always say, be mindful, because they are not just what? They're not just what? They're just all toxic.
You know what I noticed when I was really into the cult, right? People knew me prior to. But now they seen this new me. I'm more silent. You know, I'm reading the Bible. They like, especially my family. I'm reading the Bible. Before this, they was like, don't say that in front of Tasha. She'll flip.
What?
But now, no, seriously, because my temper was like, it was no 1 from 100. It's just 100. Right.
My mom was 0 to jail.
Yeah. So it was, that's my temper. So now I felt like people was testing me.
Yes, they do.
When I got really deep into the church, and I'm pretty sure, like with you wearing the pastor title, to push your buttons to see if you're still the OU or if they can get that out of you again.
Yeah, they're gonna.
And guess what? They got it.
I had a situation where I had an altercation with another guy. I ain't gonna say what his position was, but I had an altercation with another guy. And you know what people still do to this day?
Bring it up.
Try to bring it up. And you know what I did on behalf with that other guy is I went to that man and I apologized to him. And the reason why I apologized to him is because I recognized the manipulation that came across my desk for me towards him. Now, it was already a little issue there, whatever, but other people were hiding the situation to take it further. Me being a man, because this is what men do. Men can fight in the street, and guess what they'll do? go to the bar afterwards. Go
Yeah.
kick it with each other like nothing happened. But a woman, you trip over her foot, she gonna put her foot right back out there. I dare that hoe to step on my foot.
I'm gonna
look at her because I know she's looking at my toes.
Not all women.
Not well
because it was one incident where, because remember, it was four of us.
Okay.
And I had let his baby moms move, his other wife, his first wife and first and third wife move in with me because they were being evicted, right? And she called him a bitch ass nigga one morning while I was cooking breakfast. Man, this was terrible.
But one of the wives called the husband, the first wife called him a bitch ass nigga.
Right.
And you, the fourth wife, got upset.
Yes.
She the breadwinner.
Not that I'm a breadwinner. I'm protective.
I'm being
protective.
Funny.
Remember when I said his own family
what
couldn't
happened
disrespect
to 2 and 3? What were they doing?
Yeah, did they jump in?
1, 2.
Yeah. Where's 2 and 3?
2. No, 1 and 3 moved in with me. 2 had her own spot.
Okay,
right?
1 is the one that
no,
called
I'm
him
like
a
1 and 2.
nigga.
1 and 2 moved in. The third one had her own spot.
No.
So I let 1 and 2 move in. So the first one, who he had the majority of the kids with.
Okay.
Because he had custody of the kids.
Okay.
So they were being evicted. I let 1 and 2 move in with me. Temporary till they get this stuff worked out because I didn't want them going to a shelter. So I was making breakfast for the family because I always wanted a large family, so it's nothing. So I'm making breakfast for everyone, and they were talking about old times, and she called him a bitch ass nigga. So I said, you're not going to disrespect them in my house. And she was like, what you going to do about it? And that was it.
Now, you got to look at her position.
She got her ass whipped in front of all her kids.
Well, she did like this. She said, what are you going to do about it? Because that is now her house.
Was she tired of him?
She was wife number 1.
Was she already kind of tired of him herself?
I mean, they had 20 plus years strong.
So, okay, gotcha.
I think she had privy to call him, say that to him.
Okay,
no.
Let me ask you this, Ron, really quick. Did your old lady ever call you a
Oh, hell no.
All right, so with the one that shot you.
I know you're not asking former pimp Ron.
My first wife did.
That's exactly who I'm talking about.
My first wife, Susan, she used to call me a nigga all the time.
Don't name drop, but I got you.
I'm a name drop. And she used to call me nigga. And I was like, I am not a nigga. And then I came up with this nigga, N-I-G-G-A, not ignorant, getting goals achieved. So I got over that part. But Gert, no.
But no. All right. So in the first relationship, what made it so toxic for you?
What made it so toxic for me is that she just liked to give her coochie away. She just, she liked to have sex and.
I didn't expect that one.
I was the type of person I would work, give her the checks, and she would while I'm working, she'll go meet a guy, and then act like nothing happened. And then I'm going to school and I'm asking her. I get to the point. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or nothing. All right.
Oh, God,
that's what made it toxic. And then the family knew about it. So therefore, I didn't have, like you said, how, friends and family, you try to, if you don't teach them.
So she was one of those ones where somebody say, I'm going to let my uncle fuck you. And she was like, okay.
Yeah, when she was younger, she was
so let me ask you this: how did you get to the point where it became so toxic where your ex-wife just shot you?
Oh my God, that was here in Vegas. That was off of Vegas, right past Pecos.
Wait, shot him?
Yeah, but how did you get to that point?
I got home late. I came home late from Amco. I was a driver, a runner with transmissions. I came home late because they had 10 cents. That was when the buffalo wings just started coming out here. They were like 5 cents, 10 cents. It was a bar right there off of Pecos.
So why did she shoot you?
Yeah,
because she was mad
point.
that I came home late.
So she just pulled out the gun and shot you when you walked in?
She said, I know you're out there fucking around. I said, no, here's the chicken right here. And I got the beer right here. She said, you're lying. I said, you're lying. I said, I'm not lying. No, what started it is that she got a ice cooler and she bust all the windows out of the apartment.
In y'all apartment?
And I was still, I was like, you're fucking up. You're doing some fucked up shit here. So, but we had fights that before.
Was the kids
No,
in the
there was
house?
no kids. It was just me and her.
Wow.
It was just me and her. And my cousin had let us take over his house.
What I want to know is,
So it had escalated because I was like, I did not go nowhere. I got the chicken wings, and she was like, because she was cheating on me. So I guess the guilt that I was just out working had succumbed her.
Let me ask you this: did you get back with her after she shot you?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You know what? Yeah. I can agree with that because after all the bullcrap I dealt with my ex-wife, I still went back. I kept messing around with my ex because that toxicity is so deep embedded in you that a lot of people make it the norm. It ain't just no man thing.
I was just
going
to say that
it becomes a norm.
It's a norm.
A lot of people have been around so much toxicity that they cannot function without it being toxic.
Let me ask
and if
you
it
both
ain't toxic, they're not happy.
What was your breaking point? Did she leave you or did you leave her? Your first wife?
Well, she kicked me out the house, and
So
I moved to
left
Simi
you,
Valley.
and you?
I moved to Simi Valley.
I left. I had already been moving out though. When my ex, dude,
but even after you moved out, you still was involved.
What was
the breaking point with that?
My final breaking point, I would say, it just got to the point where it's just like it ain't going nowhere. That's it. Like it's not going nowhere. And a lot of the reason why I stayed was because of our child that we have together. Is that's the first and only child that I've had where I had the consistency. And I appreciated her so much for birthing the child and just the experience I had with my child that I fell in love with her even more just for that. So it's like I settled with a lot of bull crap because we had the child. But outside of that, if we didn't have no child, I would have been left. Because within the first year, when I found out she liked to fight, I'm like, dude, I'm gone. I went and got an apartment. Moved back because she come to me like the dudes.
Right.
It's okay, baby.
We can go to counseling.
Right. So I come back. Right. It's another fight. I move back out.
And was counseling church involved or was it?
Oh my God. We never even really got far with counseling.
Oh yeah. I tried with Susan. We went and saw 2 or 3 counselors.
See, we didn't really get to counseling until after I had my first child with the chick. I'm still, mind you, I had a child with my receptionist. And you know how I had a child?
Oh my God.
I'm going to break this down to y'all.
That was a paycheck bonus?
No, listen. No. That cat wasn't the same. No. What I'm trying to get you to see is I had a child with this woman, but this woman came in to fill the gap of what my wife didn't care. All I really wanted was help in the business. I just needed support. And then she was just a funny person, real cool.
Right.
But she wasn't the only one I was messing with. She's just the only one I had a child with.
So you had a lot of voice.
I had a lot of women. But let
me ask you this, and I'm being so serious.
The vulnerability.
How many of those voices were actually your responsibility to fill? Because sometimes we put our happiness or what we want in life on our spouse. And we're supposed to actually...
What do you mean when you say
supply our own happiness?
We're supposed to be a whole individual before we even enter into a relationship.
We're
supposed to be happy within ourselves before we enter into a relationship.
I got you.
So I'm asking, not attacking, I'm asking just for the knowledge of how much of that was really your wife's responsibility when you look back now?
When I look back on it, I didn't know how to start checking myself like how I am now. I had never in my life been isolated long enough out of a relationship because I can be in a relationship today and then by next week I'm in a full-blown relationship again because I was always searching for this wife material. I was always searching for this experience that I didn't have. I was always searching for a good woman. And what happened is I kept rushing into situations that were unhealthy. So I got out of a relationship. This is how fast it happened. I got out of a relationship in December, and by the end of December, I was with my ex-wife.
Wow.
By January, just say by the beginning of January, I'm messing around with my ex-wife, right? We're married within 5 months. She's pregnant in between that time frame because what the church, you need to marry her, you offended her. But because I am a leader in the church, I took it to heart. Okay, I'm wrong. But I'm taking the advice of these people that are elders, that were my grandmother's friends, and these people, I'm like holding on to that.
But all her family.
All her family.
You say what?
But they were her family.
Circle. A lot of it was the same circle. Yes, a lot of it was her circle. But in my mind,
you didn't have anyone in your corner.
Not a damn person. Not one person. Nobody came to me. Nobody came to me except for her father to say, "Do not do this."
Her father.
Her father. Her father said, "What?
Do you know how strong that is?"
Listen to me. Listen to me. Her father said, "Do not." He said, "If you don't ever want to be, do not do this." He said, "I will not look down on you. Please don't." That's what he said. God rest his soul. But then the rest of the church and everybody else, you need to do this and that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do it because in my mind, I'm of age. We're going to build together. I already have the business set, so we're going to grow it together and go from there.
Right.
And dude, all hell broke loose.
You know the Bible scripture where it says, it was the talking ass?
No, I do not.
You know which one I'm talking about. So you had a message. I mean, you had a messenger come to you.
Her father.
I mean, it don't get any deeper than that.
Let me tell you something. You can criticize me all.
I'm not criticizing you.
Because that's what people will do. People will say,
"Don't take it as that," because I'm not. But I'm just saying. The pressure that you felt from the organization, the toxic environment.
And then you had that one messenger.
But I grew up in toxicity.
This is what I'm getting to. Your defenses is up. Stop. What I'm trying to point out is the pressure because of your position in the church, the toxic environment, the people, right? And what you felt, the conviction or how they made you feel guilty, like you sinned, you offended the church, right? That overwhelmed your common sense. And because any other time, had you not been in that environment and a woman's father came to you, you would have took heed.
The father.
You know what I'm saying? But because of the environment, because of the environment and the people.
True. Very true. But this is the thing in my mind. I'm like, well, somebody older is going to come and help nurture her, guide us, and be a help. But remember this. When you're in an organization where nobody is successful, where nobody's ever ran a business, where nobody can help you get to the next level, these are not people you talk to. You don't talk to people who are going to be your employees to ask them about business movements. It's don't do that.
Fraternizing.
Yeah, exactly. But what happens is a lot of us do that and we're waiting on their opinions. That puts you in a bad position. So I was one of them people where I included the wrong people in situations they shouldn't have been included in.
I just want to just point this out. Through my toxicity, through my lifetime, I've learned to just not fuck with people.
Period.
Period. You know what I'm saying? I have an on and off button to people. See, because I'm not going to allow.
How do you deal with your in-laws if they're toxic?
Not talk to them. I just don't. I just don't accept them in my space. Okay. And then, but if they call and want to be involved in my space, of course, I'm gonna say I want this part of this instance in this space with me. Yes, you can come, or I'm not gonna be around you. The conversation with I'm not coming.
Got you. What about you,
y'all
Vaughn?
just do you.
You talking about with the in-laws part? Some of them I won't deal with. Some of them kiss my left nut. Because I've gotten a lot of disrespect across the board. And now I'm at this point where to hell with you.
Yeah.
The younger ones, the younger generation where it's thought to be okay. You come to my house and steal. You come and be disrespectful in front of your mother or whoever else. I don't give a shit.
I don't me neither, man.
They know better. People know better not to come on your territory. But they'll do it on theirs. So what do you do?
Unless, like you said, they got that backup, like your wife, their backup.
Exactly, because other people will criticize you.
Right.
Yes.
That backup, and that's what messes things up, because when you looking at, say, a wife or a cousin, and a friend comes over or an aunt comes over, and that cousin loves that aunt, and that aunt disrespecting you, you don't want to disrespect them by saying, go fuck yourself.
It's one of them things where I look at it like this. Don't let nobody come in and disrespect you, your house, your environment, whatever it is.
I ain't gonna let it.
If there's somebody out there that's looking to build a business or whatever, I'm going to tell you right now, the majority of actors, business owners, or whoever you see, they do have spouses. The weight of what you're dealing with. Now, when a person is younger and they're going into their career, they got the energy.
Right.
So they don't really need to be attached to nobody. But when you look at someone who's actually moving towards that direction, they do, in fact, have that level of support. You need that level of support. I want to bring up something really quick when we talk about toxicity. Do any of y'all know about the situation with the 18-year-old girl who got with her godfather?
Yes.
Do you consider that to be toxic as hell or stupid?
That's both.
That man,
I'm going to tell you, stupid, toxic situation.
The reason I bring this up is because of this. There are people out there that entrust their children around people like this man. Yeah. And there are predators out there. And go back to the biblical state. A lot of people say they're praying for you, but really you're the prey. Yeah. And when they say, I'm going to PRAY for you, I got you. No, you are really the PREY. You have to be mindful. Protect your children at all times.
The reality of it is the whole tribe, honestly, felt that child. The reason why when you go back and listen to her mother speak, the mother says that she was in and out of jail for selling drugs, using drugs. She was wilding because she was a young mother herself.
There you go.
The daughter used to run away a lot when she was in jail or whatever. So there was no family members to step in. So she really depended on her friends to help her out with her children. She made this one guy that she was involved with the godfather of her daughter. Mm-hmm. Had no idea that the guy was basically molding her daughter to be his woman. So it's one of these things where the family didn't step in. Yep, they stayed in the projects, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So this child was failed. Now the girl's 18. She considered herself a woman. Fine, whatever. We all know 18, you're not grown yet, mentally. Right. Give it a couple of years. She doesn't see herself as a victim yet because she's still young.
Yeah, she is. And here's the thing. When a lot of kids are not protected, remember this, predators see that. Yeah. When kids are not protected, they see if their hair is not taken care of. They see when the parents are not there. They see when the kids are at home taking care of themselves. So a lot of the parents out there, remember this, when you see something going wrong, if you feel something going wrong, address it. Right. Now, there are women out there who have falsely accused their husband and whatever else for some stuff. Because I've seen an Iyanla episode where the mother accused the father,
I've seen that.
Which was some straight bull crap. That's called bipolar. But there are people out there where I'm saying, protect your kids. Make sure you get your kids' hair done and take care of them. And here's the last one I want to bring up too, because go to him. What do y'all think about the prosecution of R. Kelly? Because I think it was wrong.
I think it was totally wrong.
I think for me personally, I think it was out of line. Yep. Based upon how they did this, man. At the end of the day,
I can speak from one of those fast ass little girls that had no problem when I was 13, 14 to tell a man I was 18 or 19 because I looked like it.
There you
go.
My
conversation was more advanced than a child my age because I hung around older people.
And it was a neighborhood thing though too.
Yes, my siblings were like 10 years older than me, so I would hang with their friends. So my conversation was not that of a 12-year-old. Right. So I had grown men picking me up from middle school. Mm-hmm. They knew ain't no way in hell this girl's 18 and she's going to junior high.
Did your father? Let me ask you this really quick. Did your father ever step up?
My father had no idea.
So it had your father
had no idea.
Had your father known, would he have checked those men?
He would have killed them.
There you go.
So a lot of times people be like, there was no father in the home. Yes, my parents were married damn near 40 years before my dad died. He was active, so it's not like he was just there. My dad was very hands-on. I was a sneaky-ass little girl. Sneaky-ass fast little girl.
But what were you looking for out of that equation to make you? You were just looking for money.
Money.
What your father would have given you.
Money.
Not readily like what she's getting.
No,
he wouldn't have gave it to her like that.
No, my dad would have gave me, but I never, even as a child, I wasn't one that liked to ask.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So the older men, especially if they was drug dealers, let's be real. I'm from Vegas Heights. You know what I'm saying? They selling drugs. I see the nice car, the nice rims. Mm-hmm. They give me $100 bill. Oh, well, in my mind, 13, 14, I'm balling. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
True. That's how a lot of kids
get to the Red Rock Theater.
See, you know what I'm saying? So it's little stuff like that. That's why when I sit back and I listen to the R. Kelly case, but in a lot of instances, you had these parents taking their children to him.
That's taking right. Them,
and,
so they can be a star.
Right.
That's the thing. A lot of parents will go drop their kids off and leave them there. Just like that 18-year-old girl that came up on that little documentary they did, and she popped up and said, oh, he gave me a disease. But how did you enter into that? When you look deep into it, she was encouraged to get into it just to be a plant and then set this man up. So at the end of the day, when you become successful at a certain level, that's why I bring up having a spouse, having a wife, having somebody that's supportive. His first wife was a dancer of his. Mm-hmm. So when you look at his level of support,
but she was supportive up until the time his money ran out.
Exactly, and that's what I'm talking about. When you become successful, that's why it's important to build with somebody or get somebody that's on your level. Yeah. Do not continuously get somebody who don't get it. And everybody who was around him took. And that's a toxic outcome.
That's a toxic outcome.
We definitely got to finish this.
He should not be in jail. You know,
I don't think he should be in jail.
I look simply at old boy that got out of jail.
I'm not going to say that. And the reason
I'm not old boy that got out of jail, Bill Cosby.
That's something different. That's something totally different. Listen, the thing is, I love R. Kelly's music. But the shit he did in his personal life, I do not agree with. Because regardless of who was bringing him kids, he knew them was little girls.
Which I agree what I mean?
With you. He knew them was little girls. Now, I don't think he should be the only one in jail. I think the parents should be facing prosecution
Okay,
as well.
I get that.
But
I get that.
we cannot look over the fact that he was messing with little children.
Okay.
Regardless of his talent, regardless of how they came into this fold.
You know, if you're gonna open the gate and just let somebody go, girl.
Remember I told you when you get to a height of success, people will keep feeding you the vice. Mm-hmm. They will keep feeding you.
But it's your choice.
It's not that easy though, Tasha. I'm telling you, it's not that easy. You can tell me all day because you haven't been there, but when you've been in a certain level where everything is coming to you.
I haven't been where?
You've been at R. Kelly's level?
Now,
you been at R. Kelly's level?
No.
So you're telling me you're a person who is managing or making millions of dollars?
No. If you got millions in the bank, a child is a child.
I get what you're saying, but you're telling me he should have control.
We're not comparing a little girl to a line of coke.
No, you missed what I just said.
You get what I'm saying?
I said people are feeding the vice. I said people are feeding. I didn't say I condone it. I said people are feeding the vice. When you get higher up, they will continue to feed it. That's what I said.
So
he married. What's that singer he married?
No, let's get back to the point
and
because
I
don't understand.
I agree with what you're saying. I said, listen to what I just said. I say when you get to a certain pinnacle where you're making so much money and so much is coming, they're feeding the vice. They know it's wrong.
What's his vice?
Kid, the younger girls.
Yeah. Okay.
We're agreeing with the same thing.
And we should look past. Yes, I know that
I'm not saying that.
I know he was molested, right? And don't give me that shit. Hurt people. Nigga,
he
was messing with little children.
We just agree with you on that. But you want to make the point so clear about he was messing with kids, and you don't want to hear the part where I said they're feeding the vice. Everybody around here. No,
Are we
it's
going
wrong.
back to the point when I said he shouldn't be the only one facing prosecution? Did you miss that?
I agreed with that.
Okay.
I agreed with that. I heard what you said.
Okay.
So do you think he should kill himself like Epstein?
No, whatever, man, with all that.
No.
This is the last one really quick. Because
you keep saying everything the last one.
It is the last one. It's the last one. But here's what, now going back to what you just said, as far as this thing, when you get to a certain level and you'll see it in due time, people will continue to feed whatever your weakness is. They will continue to feed it. The record company, the people surrounding him, because they keep you in an entrapped situation, but they want your talent or what you bring to the table. They will continue to feed it. Whether you're a woman or man, whether you want cocaine, kids or whatever, they're going to continue to feed it. That's all I was saying. Mm-hmm. And I'm backing you up where you're saying everybody around him should be in jail because they supported him, but there's always a fall guy. He's the fall guy right now. Because ain't nobody else getting in trouble.
No, ain't nobody else stick their dick in little kids.
No, how do you know that?
Yeah.
Because everybody around him, when you're a part of my team, whatever I get, you get. Mm-hmm. That's how it goes. If I get free food, you get free food.
Now,
if they're in my face, it happens.
I'm not saying that every person that came up to give their testimony is valid. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying this is a man that has a track record of messing with little girls.
We got that, yes.
I got that.
So I'm not sitting here and saying all the stories are true. I'm not. But I don't want to ever overlook the fact that innocent children, no matter how they were placed in his presence.
And I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
We want
no
to same
matter
page
what,
with that.
You know what I'm saying? Or no matter what their mind state was. Because like I said, I was that little girl that would lie about my age. But you both being grown men know there's always flags of when a child is
hands down.
You know,
and I have daughters, but if you get in my daughter's face, I'm going to blow your fucking
And you know you didn't have little girls throw themselves at you.
As a school teacher. You know what I'm saying? Me in the classroom, girls have done, and I told them, I don't do kids.
Right.
I don't do kids, I don't do boys.
You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, yes, I get what level it was coming at him at, but he has to have some accountability in that.
I get what you're saying. So here's this one real quick, because this is not make the news. This did not make the news. At Doolittle Community Center, there was a young kid who got his hand blown off by a grenade. And this was never reported.
Because it was later said that it was a fireworks. Yeah, fireworks. So that's why.
I don't believe that.
Regardless if it was a firework blew this baby whole hand, the whole part from wrist down is severed.
It landed in Lake Mead. Lake Mead and LaSalle. It landed right there. It went over and landed right in the street off of Lake Mead and LaSalle, right there.
Regardless of what it didn't make the news. That's all I'm trying to say. And there are some things that need to be reported, and there are some things that shouldn't be reported. and some of the stuff that they bring up. And then did you guys hear about the young lady?
You keep saying last one.
Wait.
I
gotta ask this real quick.
This dude.
All right, Tasha, let me say this. Did you all hear about the young lady who was the first one to take the visor shot who died?
No.
Did you even know she died?
No.
Did anybody
What's her
even know
name?
I don't know her name.
Okay, so why we talking about it?
Yeah,
No,
right.
whatever. The first one that passed out on the TV. She took the vaccine. The first one that took the vaccine.
Yeah.
And she passed out on screen, and then she passed away. Did anybody even know that?
No, I wasn't.
It didn't even make the headline news. So that goes back to what I'm saying about certain things are reported when they want to report it.
Right.
But this woman passed away, and she was the first guinea pig for this vaccine.
And she ended up dying.
She passed away, and my condolences to her family, and it's just I feel bad for that. So here we go. As far as our finals, Tasha, what would you like to say in your final words about that toxic ass cult you was a part of?
I was the number 4 wife.
Yes.
Listen.
And I got mad at the number 1.
Listen.
For real. Jealousy.
My final words is I believe this work environment is toxic.
Message.
No, but seriously, I would like to focus more on the in-laws, that aspect of relationships, because when I'm with someone, the focus is what we're building in our family. So if you and your spouse keeps that in mind and keep all that other bullshit out the way as far as your in-laws, your family members, you'll be cool. So that's how I would handle
much respect to
in-laws.
that. How about you, Mr. Ryan?
I just think if you learned who is toxic in your family, just stay away from them. And your partner, if you have a partner or a good friend that allows that toxic person come around, just say, hey, I do not want to be around that person because it destroys who I am.
Gotcha.
I would definitely say don't ever settle again.
Yeah.
Don't ever settle in your life, especially when you see the red flags automatically. There's a thing called run. Get up and go. Do not sit there and over-compromise for somebody who will never change and ain't ready to go forward with you.
Got it.
So, hey, we're gonna definitely pick this back up for part 2 next week. We definitely got to pick this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we got our special guest next week as well. We got our special guest.
So we can still have the same topic, right?
Well, we're gonna definitely have to work on it. Hey, till we all meet again, this is No Feelings, Just Facts. I'm your own Clevonne with Miss Tosha V, Mr. Ron. We love y'all. We'll definitely see you next week.
All right, now.